Yo, what's up, guys? We're going into a data deep dive with your boy Golemmcr into the 20 win challenge stats. So yeah, here's the graphic. Evolve with code Royal API. Looking ass. Alright, let's get right into the news. We have just reviewed all the results of the 20 win challenge of 2024 and bring you a detailed summary of all the data we collected. Country stats, best players, and much more. The 20 win challenge of 2024 happened so close to the end of the year that our analysis of the results crashed into all our other scheduled content. But now, after around 3 weeks, we have all the charts and stats ready. The 20 win challenge of 2024 lasted 7 days from 2024 December 19th to December 26th. This challenge was originally scheduled to start on December 13th, but some bugs caused it to be delayed. Given that it would run over Christmas, Supercell decided to extend the duration, making it the longest 20 win challenge ever. Across the whole week, there were a total of 5,491 winners, and I was one of them. On average, only one in every 16,000 entries completes the 20 win challenge, which puts the total at around 90 million entries, bro. And I did that shit with Golem No Chef. Last. Bro, I'm glazing the fuck out of myself. Like last year, this 20 win challenge was unrelated to the official Clash Royale League, despite sharing the branding for this esports event. So I guess I got the table of contents. We don't really care. But we got the best countries. So we got Japan coming in at first. I think it's pretty obvious, given that this tournament had the most time, it was going to be the most disciplined players that were going to win it. It wasn't about skill, it was about discipline. We all had unlimited tries. So, of course, the Japanese, with their discipline, coming out on top at numero uno with the 728. They're just showing everyone in the rest of the world that anyone could do it. And they, like, I'm sure a lot of these players, just like me, dedicated their whole life that week to getting the 20 win challenge because it meant something to them. And then you have all the no lives in America, and all the no lives in Mexico, and then all the no lives in Korea, and then all the no lives in China, and in Germany. So yeah, that's how the story goes. So, yeah. Is this graph trying to say that Clash Royale is more of a game of discipline than IQ? Is this like what it's like foreshadowing? And what I mean by that, like, no, I'm not saying this as any disrespect, but I feel like it's like a game where if you like program a computer, like just like play this card in the back, play this card behind it, like spell this, spell that at like this time, like that's like the perfect way to play and win in like a disciplined, like pragmatic way, versus like actually trying to react or like care about what your opponent's doing. Like honestly, I feel like disciplined players taking over. But yeah, you can see the list right there. This year, we have recorded significant changes for the popular countries, which has caused many ranks to be reshuffled. The only thing that hasn't changed is the top position, which is still held by Japan with a very wide margin. Some of the most relevant changes we have noticed this year are Japan and Mexico have shown significant share falls. South Korea and China grew the most. Part of these changes could be attributed to changes in our mythology. In previous years, we mainly rely on our esports database to determine account locations, but that left a significant share of accounts as undefined. This year, we were able to reduce the share to below 5%. So, Japan had 728 winners. United States at 427. Mexico at 384. South Korea at 317. China 309. Germany 282. Iran 207. Brazil 206. France 178. In Peru 127. And I guess like the biggest winners and losers, I guess China had a big gain. I don't know. They didn't really that move that much. Um this year we have also created this chart to show how countries' ranks have changed over time. We only have location data for the starting 2020. We can't say what happened from 2017 to 2019. Um So U.S. went from number 3 to number 2. Mexico went from number 2 to number 3. Japan's been number 1 the whole time. Uh, I don't know. You can look at this graph. It's not that interesting to me. Um, One of the most remarkable features of this chart is the amount of winners from China. Okay, I guess that's interesting. Their game servers were split in 2022, causing their participation to drop suddenly as their accounts were only available in local servers. Bro, I swear, bro, Chinese players always be playing some weird ass shit. Like, it's always like some P.E.K.K.A shit, bro. It's like the most disciplined P.E.K.K.A players ever. It'll be like P.E.K.K.A, like Royal Ghost, like Arrows, Rage. Like, dude, you can't tell me that deck doesn't have like 70% use rate on the Chinese server. But I don't know. That's whatever. So, anyways, it seems so. I guess their game servers are split, and their accounts were only available on local servers. And now many of these players are now returning to these international servers by creating new accounts. So we got some returning winners. So the list of accounts that has consistently completed a 20-win challenge every year keeps getting smaller. This year is shortened from 84 to 67. Um, so let's in the world of Clash Royale, only 67 players have triumphed at every 20-win challenge to date in 2024, and the figure was down from 84 in 2023. So you can see it. So only goats on this thing. I think Sam did it, right? XOP Sam. I don't know. Maybe not this year. Who knows? So Japan has the most players in this list, and the U.S. has the most, and France, then Mexico, then Germany. So unfortunately, we can't check the results of the first 20-win challenge, which happened in 2017. So our data only counts 2018 and forward. Although being a great player makes it easier to complete the challenge on multiple years, these results show that very few players can remain consistent over such a long time. As we look at older challenges, the share of players who were good back then shrinks to below 10%. So you can see that graphic. It's only 67 players have won it in the last 20 years. And then you can see, like, dude, this was like a hard one to win, I feel like, because think about the 2024 one. It had the most time out of any 20 wins, so there was like a longer window. So theoretically, it should have the most like winners, but it doesn't. 2022 has more, 2021 has more, 2018 has more, 2017 has more. So it just goes to show like the skill gap has risen in the game, where there's like so many like people that are on the old accounts and shit trying to win it multiple times that even with a longer duration, there wasn't like you'd expect like a 9,000, 10,000 like winners for this year, but no, it was still a hard one to get. So this year, terms of service checks seem to be happening slower than usual. So 5,091 is not comparable to the amount of winners from other years. For reference, 2023 initially had 5,160 winners, but that amount was reduced to 4,793 after more than 300 permanent bans. Another interesting stat is that the share of winners who completed the challenge last year has increased significantly. Of the 2023 winners, 25% had won in 2022. Of the 2024 winners, 29% had won in 2023. This suggests the top tier segment of players is becoming more stable. So we have pros and Smurfs. So since new accounts without a developed card collection can compete in challenges, a lot of players are able to complete the challenge multiple times with mini accounts. Only Supercell can know how many unique players actually completed the challenge, but we can look at basic account stats to make some estimates. A simple proxy for this is the amount of battle played. So this year we have separated players into 4 categories. We have the super active, which is the dark blue, which is more than 35,000 battles played. And we have the high, which is yellow, which is between 10k and 35k battles played. We have the orange, which is between 1 and 10k battles played, and the light blue, which is lower than 1k played. So just thinking about it, like if you just think about it this way, like all the people in this graph up here that my mouse is following, they basically just know life like this game to get the badge. Like they just said, like, you know what, I'm gonna set like 12 hours aside every day, and I'm gonna play this challenge infinite times until I get a good run and win it. So that's pretty much 21% of the players. 35% of players, like, yeah, like it didn't take them that long, but they're kind of like basically on the path to do what the 21% did. The blues just like the super geniuses, and the reds are like geniuses. Like you got to watch out for these blues guys. These blues are demons, guys. Whoever was in the blue, I feel like those are like the most prime players of every year. Like less than 1,000 battles, like the 15%. Like you got on your first couple runs, like you're primed. So, as a general rule, accounts with low and medium account activity are not main accounts. Some may be players who played before and have started again from scratch, but most are simply mini accounts. The log skill chart helps us see more in detail the cluster of accounts with less than 10,000 battles. So you can see 21 of the accounts had more than 35k. Oh, I think it's just like the same thing in a cluster chart. You can see it. You can read for yourself. So account level is the metric chosen for the horizontal axis because it also has a positive correlation with account activity. With these two stats combined, you can obtain a very useful visualization of account activity. The total share of accounts with less than 10,000 battles is at around 44%. Based on this, we can be quite confident to say that the amount of unique winners is less than half of the total amount of winning accounts. So I guess a lot of people that won were Smurfs. So Smurfs take over the weekend. The pattern is one we noticed last year already, and this year remains clear. The share of many winners increases to the duration of the challenge. The most likely phenomenal and simple is like players complete the challenge first with their main account and keep playing with minis. Seeing it, excuse me. Seeing a timeline of winners separated into our previous categories show how each behaves differently. The two middle groups keep a fairly consistent share every day. In contrast, super active accounts clearly decrease over time. I don't know why they have all these graphs just to show the same thing. They're really breaking like down. Like they could have broken other things down, but like the decks, but whatever. So this challenge started on a Thursday, which shows that the increased activity of days 2 and 3 match with, excuse me, the weekend. This is a regular activity pattern that Clash Royale experiences regular, so not unique to the challenge. This is a static chart of group shares, which shows even more clearly the changes over time. Here's another graph we can look at. So it's 21 challenge winners. I guess it's trying to show how many how there was like more Smurfs that played as the days went on. So for everyone that said it was like harder to win on the last day, or for people that say it's easier, like because I know personally I won on the very last day. According to the graphic, it's technically the hardest on the last day because you're pretty much playing like majority Smurfs that people have already won it. So just to, like for anyone that tries to like discredit people's runs or say like, oh, this guy was a nobody, whatever, like people were playing on Smurfs. Like if anything, like these day 6, day 7, day 5 runs are even more notable than the day 1, day 2 runs. That's what I gotta say. Hot topic from Golemmcr. So it's worth noting that the battle count boundaries for each of the groups have been intentionally picked to match the behavior. In other words, only accounts with less than 1,000 battles played are used more over time. After that, the share remains even throughout the week. So then, like, were you surprised by any of the stats we shared? Is there anything else that you'd like to know about the challenge results? Let us know below. All right, so yeah, guys, I think like the graphs don't lie. A lot of people were just winning this and going on their alts and winning again. Like you could just see it gets harder and harder as the day goes on, the days goes on, because you're just playing people that have like more people that have won on alts. Like you can see like the Smurfs go up, because that's just how the graph works. You can totally tell. Um, so yeah, guys. Let me know what you think about that. Type in the comment. Did you win the 20 win? Did you try? How many wins did you get? What deck did you try to do? How do you guys feel personally about like pro players like winning the 20 win and then going on their alt accounts and like potentially winning it like 5, 10, like 20, like 6 times? You know, like they have like all these alt accounts that they just win it on, and that they're pretty much just like taking a bunch of 20 wins from people that could potentially win it that are like newer players maybe. Or I don't know. Do you think that just competes? Do you think like they deserve it, or do you think there should be like a limit of like how many like connected accounts maybe you could like keep competing on? I don't know. I don't think there's a way they could really enforce it, but I think it just goes to show it's just a really hard thing to do, and you can't just count on like doing the last couple of days. Like it'll get easier. Like these same pros will just stream and play to the last day on alts and just keep trying to get it. So yeah, just any year you can get this, just tap your shoulder, and it's gonna continue to be a desirable thing with the emote, and just a cool thing in Clash Royale, and just probably like the most coolest part of the year for Clash Royale and the most competitive time. So yeah, guys, Golem CR out. Make sure to like and subscribe, and peace.